Hey friends, I hope you all are doing fine. So in today's video, I would be using some strong language as well as visual clips. So all the viewers who are below 18 years, I just want you to watch this video but under proper parental supervision. So আটাইকে নমস্কাৰ আৰু সকলোকে আদৰণি জনাইছো to my channel 10 minutes literature with myself, your friend Rishikesh. So friends, today we're going to discuss about a topic which has connection with both psychology as well as literature. And this topic was first studied by Sigmund Freud, one of the renowned Austrian neurologists as well as the founder of psychoanalysis. So before starting the topic, I just wanted to ask you a few things. Friends, have you observed certain behavior or certain, as we say, mania among your friends or sometimes in yourself also, like pencil chabana, pen chabana, या फिर anytime chewing gum चबाते रहना, या फिर excessive smoking का habit, या फिर anytime if you are tense or if you are excited, suddenly you start biting your nails. So what do you think? What are the basic reasons for all this kind of so-called mania? So Sigmund Freud, in one of his books, The Interpretation of Dreams, which was published in 1899. So in his book, Freud said that from birth till death, human beings used to go through 5 psychosexual stages of development. And each and every stage used to mold his characters or behaviors for the rest of his life. So the first stage, as Freud mentioned, was the oral stage, and this stage goes on from birth till the baby turns to 1 year. So इस 1 साल के बीच में the baby's habits or baby's sexual desires, or most commonly as Freud used, the libido of the baby is completely centered towards his mouth. तो इसीलिए आप लोग ऑब्जर्व करेंगे कि जब भी कोई बेबी कोई भी चीज पकड़ता है जो 1 साल से छोटा है या फिर थोड़ा सा बड़ा होता है, तो वो बेबी अगर कोई भी चीज पकड़ता है तो फर्स्ट थिंग वो जो ट्राई करता है इज लाइक पुटिंग एनीथिंग इन हिज माउथ. इफ यू गिव हिम अ की रिंग, इफ यू गिव हिम अ coin, if you give him a pencil, pen, whatever it is, even if you give your hand also, they will first sense it with their own mouth. So according to Sigmund Freud, this habit carries on till the baby grows old, and as the baby grows old, some of these habits used to stay with him. So like excessive smoking हो या फिर कभी भी nail bite करना हो, ये सब चीजें उस स्टेज में स्टार्ट होता है. कोई बच्चे ये चीज बाद में कंट्रोल कर लेते हैं, जो बच्चे वो कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाते हैं, that habit goes on and it becomes an addiction. So the second stage, as Freud has mentioned, is anal stage, and this stage goes on from 1 year to 3 years. In this stage, the sexual desire or libido of the baby is centered towards their anus, because this is the very first time this baby starts going through potty training. तो potty training में आपका 3 चीजें हो सकता है. Either their parents can become very much strict and they can punish their babies whenever they are not following the proper schedule. तो तभी क्या होगा, these babies will become very much introvert, and these babies will be also afraid of taking decisions. Then the second thing can happen is that the parents can become lenient and they can, give time to their babies in order to properly understand what potty training is. तो अगर अच्छे से आप टाइम दे रहे हो और अगर आप अच्छे से कंपैशन के साथ अपने बेबी को समझा रहे हो that what is potty training, then that baby starts learning discipline and punctuality from the very beginning of his life, and when he becomes an adult, he becomes a very responsible man. Then the third thing can also happen. Your baby or any baby can become very much rebellious, and they completely refuses to follow their potty training, or their parents are very much ignorant towards making them understand what potty training is. तब क्या होता है, these babies becomes very much rebellious in their life when they become adults. So till this stage, the children are not aware of the anatomical sexual differences between boys and girls, which is to take place in the third stage, and Freud has mentioned this stage as phallic stage, and this stage goes on from 3 years to 6 years. So in this stage, children encounter with the sense of anatomical sexual differences, which sets the conflict between erotic attraction, resentment, rivalry, and jealousy. So in this very stage, the sons used to grow feelings or affection for their mother, and they start considering their father as enemy, and this feeling is known as Oedipus complex. If you have read Sophocles' Oedipus Rex, then you will get to know what Oedipus complex is. And the same thing used to happen with daughters also, and this feeling is known as Electra complex. So let me remind you one more time: Oedipus complex for boys and Electra complex for girls. Now another interesting thing happens in this stage. There is a sense in these boys that if their father comes to know about the sexual preferences or the attraction towards their mother, then they used to fear that their father can make them go through castration, and this fear is known as castration effect. And the same thing used to happen with women also, I mean the daughters also. Daughters in this very young age used to think that they are lagging behind boys because they don't have a penis. So this feeling is known as penis envy, which leads some girls to become very much bossy when they becomes adult and when they are in relationship. Now let me tell you one thing: this particular term, penis envy, has become very much controversial because many critics say that although Sigmund Freud has termed this phenomena, but he hasn't been able to prove it by research, so it is still very much controversial. So let's jump into the fourth stage, which Freud has mentioned as latency stage, and this stage goes on from 6 years till a boy or a girl hits puberty. So during this period, these children used to go far from their family because they need to join school, they need to learn sport, and most importantly, they need to make new friends. And when it comes making new friends, then obviously your competition gonna increase. So according to Freud, in this stage no kind of psychosexual development takes place because these children starts channelizing their power in other activities such as learning new skills, studying, or sports. So the last but definitely not the least stage is genital stage, and it goes on from puberty till we die. So according to Freud, in this stage the sexual instinct of those children who has turned into adult, it shifts from self satisfaction to heterosexual pleasure. इसका मीनिंग यही है कि मतलब इस स्टेज में हम एडल्ट्स को एक चीज रियलाइज होता है कि सेक्सुअल ओरिएंटेशन इज नॉट अबाउट सेल्फ सेटिस्फैक्शन, इट इज ऑल्सो अबाउट हैविंग ए वन टू वन रिलेशनशिप विथ अदर ह्यूमन बीइंग. सपोज एक लड़का एक लड़की, या फिर एक लड़का एक लड़का, या फिर एक लड़की एक लड़की, ऐसा रिलेशनशिप ग्रो हो सकता है जहां हम कंपैशन क्या है, अफेक्शन क्या है उसको समझ सकते हैं. Another interesting thing that happened is that whoever has carried their habit from oral stage will only find pleasure when they are making love with their partners orally. इसीलिए among your friends sometimes you will see some of the friends who will prefer having foreplay or kiss their partner. It is not because they are intimidated it by their partner, it is because they have carried their oral habit from the very first stage of their human development. So that was an interesting fact that I wanted to share with you all. So with this, it's a wrap for today's video. I hope you have liked this video and you have gathered some very interesting fact about human development and stages of human development. So I'll remind you one more time that whatever I have said has been taken from a book by Sigmund Freud. So if you find something uneasy or find something controversial, then please मेरे को गाली मत देना, because मेरा काम है knowledge को impart करना from one writer to the readers. So if you have certain problems or if you like my video, then give your feedback in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. So with the promise of coming back again, this is your friend Rishikesh signing from your own channel 10 Minutes Literature.